What is the damn deal, ladies and mullets? What's up? Welcome back to the channel, to the podcast, A Hand, the Refinery Worker. I'm your host, Shaq the Beast, and we are here with another episode. This one I came up with on my own. Boom. Being in the refineries, we are paid pretty well compared to those in the outside world. So, my question is, for your craft and what you do, specifically what you do and how you get paid, does that determine how you work on a day-to-day basis? First off, like and subscribe, and drop down in the comment section what your craft is, and does what they put on your plate determine how hard you're going to work, along with the pay scale. Now, I know that was a lot, so I'm going to clarify it a little bit. Is if you're a laborer, okay, for instance, you're a laborer in Joe Schmo's gas refinery out in Southeast Texas, and your job description is to pick up trash, gather up the trash bags, take out the trash, change the trash bags, clean up the area, things like that. Sometimes fire watch, sometimes whole watch. But they ask you to go help the painters or the scaffold builders or the insulators, and you're still going to get the same amount of pay. Does that mean you're going to be a good paint helper, insulation helper, or are you going to drag ass and not work to your full potential because you're not, I guess, getting paid for what your job is entailing? Now, opinions are like assholes. Everybody has one. No one is forced to listen to my opinion, but if you stop by, that means you might have maybe just wanted to hear what I had to say. So, I was always the type of person that if I was asked to do something outside of my job description and my pay wasn't going to, at best, drop, I would do what was asked, as long as it's not unsafe, clearly, right? So, as long as it's not unsafe, I'm still going to go ahead and do it within reason. So, what I'm seeing here lately is a lot of not wanting to do their own job that is simply just within their job description for whatever they're getting paid, because we're running into a lazy generation. Not all, some, almost most, if you wanna be technical, I think. And again, it's my opinion. I'm gonna give it no matter the fuck whatever. I'm gonna give my opinion. A lot of these people are definitely wanting a paycheck for free. And if they're not wanting a paycheck for free, they're wanting it for doing the bare minimum. No one likes to go above and beyond any longer, and that's kind of sad. But at the same time, if you pay somebody shitty, what do you expect, right? You have a diamond in the rough, but eventually that diamond is gonna just start getting cloudy and dull because they're like, yo, I'm worn the fuck out, and I'm not even getting paid for my efforts. My buddy who just recently passed away, Jordan Wade, the first job we ever met on, we were in sulfur. I've worked in sulfur a bunch, and I'd say shit like, Jordan, what are you doing? Jordan, you're not gonna help us? Jordan. And he'd always say, if you're gonna pay me $33 an hour, you're gonna get a $33 an hour hand. And he lived by that, and he was honest. If he got paid more, a man hustled, broke his back, did what he had to do, because he felt like what he could put out and what he could produce was more than what he was getting. Now, for those that are barely putting out shit, they're not hardly putting out anything, but they want to get paid top pay. No, sir. No, ma'am. And if I could speak to one of them right now, I'd say, get your lazy ass up and go to fuck to work. But here's the problem. It has nothing to do with politics or anything like that. I don't believe in talking about politics and shit, but it'll tie into it, but we're not going to get into that. Wanting to get paid to do nothing, all it actually does is puts a heavier burden on the person that's going to pick up your slack. That's all that's going to do. So you're going to, in the end, fuck your fellow coworker because you're a lazy fuck. If you're lazy, you shouldn't get paid shit. I tell my kids that. They have chores and everything else. They don't produce, they don't get their fucking allowance. Simple as that. So these people, and sometimes it's adults. Like, I blame it on the younger generation, but sometimes it's older people too. It's like, if your supervisor comes over and says, hey, we got this X, Y, and Z, while that man or that woman is continuing to explain what they're going to do and what you all are going to do or about to do, you should at least be making an effort to look like you're ready to take off. Half of the times I watch these guys say, hey, we're going to go ahead and load up something and take it on out. And the person's still sitting there like there's crickets. And that's the problem. But that's the same individual that thinks they deserve more money. And they absolutely should get stripped. I have plenty of people I should charge some percentage of their paycheck for fucking up my back for carrying them. But it's alright, the job is gonna get done. But again, I wanna know what y'all think. Just how do you feel about laziness? That is a pet peeve of mine. That is one of the reasons why I got out of scaffold, because I had people, young people too. I'm always the older one, right? There are times I'm older than my supervisors. Here lately, not so much. We're either the same age or they're older, right? But scaffold, my buddy Freddie was younger than me and he was my foreman. So a lot of the people in my crew were younger than me. And they want to break right after lunch. I'm like, bro, we literally just came from lunch. We went to lunch early, mind you. Stayed a little bit late, dragged ass. And you still want to break? You need a break from the break? I mean, come on, man. That's what it's coming to. But everybody wants that plant life money. Nobody wants to work for it. It's a damn shame. So if you're not that individual and you're watching this, please teach your children to not be like these kids. And the job site that I'm on right now, we don't have to wear FRs. But even when I've been on jobs where we do have to wear FRs, I do not want to see your fucking underwear. Pull your goddamn pants up, get a belt, start a GoFundMe if you can't afford a belt. But I don't want to see your drawers. I don't want to see your butt cheeks. I don't want to see nothing. I don't know how you could work like that. That's ridiculous. I get it. Some people will forget running late to grab their belt. Whatever the case may be, I get that. I've done that. But there are zip ties. There are other ways to keep your pants up. That was just a little tangent I went off on. But for your craft, whatever your job description entails, if someone is asking you to do something else, obviously, again, within reason, let's not huff and puff about it and, oh, this is bullshit. No, what's bullshit is you could be on unemployment. You could not pay your bills. Your truck note or your car note could be late or whatever. Take pride in your work. The refinery is already hard in itself. There's always something that's going to be hard on you because you work in that environment. Don't make it harder on yourself just by doing a job. So, ladies and mullets, that was just a quick little, small little rant. Yeah, just don't be lazy. I fucking can't stand lazy. It's a pet peeve of mine, always has been. Just keep in mind, I'm fucking 43 years old, and it blows people's minds when I tell them my age because I've worked alongside them for weeks, and they didn't know. And they all thought I was in my 20s. And then when I tell them I'm not, they're fucking shocked. That right there should tell you, work your ass off. Because at the end of the day, you have to answer to yourself for yourself. And if you're not pulling your weight, it's going to show. Everything that you do, there's somebody watching. You may think that nobody's watching. You're getting over, you're sneaking away. Somebody's watching. It's just not being told to you. So you don't necessarily have to go out your way like I do to do extra shit. But at least do your job and don't cry and bitch and complain about it. That's all I'm asking. Lady mullets, yo, y'all are the best. I always say this, first and foremost, put God first. Be safe. Be a hand, not a pinky. We don't fuck with that. And definitely, motherfuckers, do not be a worm. Because I'm sick of dealing with wormy motherfuckers, and it's like they're in my face. It's ridiculous. But, yes, ladies and mullets, y'all be safe. I'm here again for y'all. If y'all got any ideas, just let me know, and we'll make it happen. Y'all stay blessed.